Hey everybody, and welcome to this video. This is going to be a first impression and wear test on the new Urban Decay Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation. I'm really excited to try it out. I've actually had this foundation for a while now, and I've just haven't had the time to sit down and actually do a wear test on it. So I'm really excited to try it out today because I've heard some mixed reviews. Some people really like it, some people really don't. So I'm excited to see how I feel about it. So if you're interested in seeing my thoughts on this product and how it works with my combination oily skin in this hot weather, then go ahead and keep on watching. Alright, so I am just looking here on the Ulta website for a little bit of information. So it does have 50 shades available from Ulta. And it says, find your naked truth with Urban Decay Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation. 50 shades designed with 9 shade intensities, 3 master tones, and 7 undertones in mind. The waterproof long-wear foundation feels like a second skin thanks to a breathable, flexible formula that moves with you all day and all night, up to 24 hours. It not only feels better, it even looks better with the Stay True color, which minimizes the appearance of pores. So basically, it's saying that it's supposed to last up to 24 hours. It's supposed to be really breathable and lightweight, as well as minimizing the appearance of pores. So overall, I mean, it sounds like a pretty great foundation, but let's go ahead and put it on our face and see if it actually lives up to those claims. So as always, I am just going to go ahead and prime my face with my usual primers. So I'm going to start out with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Coconut 3-in-1 Primer Water. Then I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Dew Primer. And just smooth a little bit of these larger pores right here with my Makeup Obsession Picture Perfect Pore Blurring Primer. Alright, so now that we're all primed and ready to go, I'm going to go ahead and start the foundation application. And I got the shade 60WY. Not sure if that's my correct shade. It's looking a bit dark for me right now, but I do have you know, a little bit of a tan, so my face is a little bit lighter than my body, so hopefully it works out, but we will definitely see. So I'm gonna do 2 different applications on either side. I'm gonna apply one side with my Juno & Co. Velvet Sponge. I'm going to apply the other side with the brush. I'm just going to be using my e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. So we'll see which side I kind of prefer. So let's start off with the sponge side. I'm just going to take one pump. So in my hand you can see it's moving around, so it's pretty liquidy. So off the bat I'm already a little concerned because usually when it's more of a liquidy foundation, that means there's not as much coverage, but I don't want to presume, is that the right word? I don't want to assume anything. Oh, so the color actually on is not that bad compared to the rest of my body, so good match. Definitely in the next couple of weeks it probably will start to get a little bit too dark while my tan fades. So yes. So that right there is about 1 layer. I'll say it's probably like more of a medium coverage. Not terrible. Like for an everyday foundation, this isn't bad. It definitely does feel super lightweight. Like it doesn't feel like I have a super heavy foundation on. And it doesn't look that way either. But I do just like a little bit more coverage, especially here in like my cheek area. So I do have quite a bit of foundation left over. So I'm going to take that and work it in. Honestly, not bad. I think it's just a really nice, like, natural looking foundation. It's nothing where you're gonna get like, well, I don't know, you might be able to build it up to like a super full coverage. So for this type of foundation, I think it's really good for like a day-to-day wear, especially on days when I have better skin, kind of like today, I'm not having too many breakouts. You know, I have a couple of smaller breakouts, but for the most part it's just hyperpigmentation. So you can just put like a light layer on and really get that color to even out, and then just build it up in the areas with hyperpigmentation, so you don't have to wear a super heavy foundation but you still look very much put together. So I'm just gonna keep on seeing how far I can build up the foundation, because I do have quite a bit left over on my hand. Just gonna take the rest down the neck. Honestly, I really like this side. I think it looks really nice and natural and blended out. So like I said, more of a day-to-day kind of foundation when I don't want like super heavy makeup. Now I'm going to go in with the same amount on the other side and just use this e.l.f. brush. Ooh, that built up beautifully right over my hyperpigmentation. This side of my face does have more hyperpigmentation on my cheeks than the other side, and it just really covered that up nicely. So I do think, even though it's not like the fullest of full coverage, it does give you a nice coverage for hyperpigmentation and like acne scarring. So I like it so far. I'll say I like it so far. So this, I still have quite a bit of foundation left over, and I've already like pretty much achieved the same amount of coverage as the other side, if not even better, and I use less product. So I definitely think maybe a brush might be better, just in order to save product as well as achieve more coverage. Alright, so this is what the foundation looks like from both sides. I think that I do like it a little bit better with the brush, because I didn't have to use as much foundation to get the right amount of cover, or like the same amount of coverage as the sponge side. And I think it almost looks like a little bit less dewy, which I prefer more of like a matte kind of foundation. This side just looks a little bit more matte, where I can kind of see a little bit more shine like on the cheeks with the sponge side. But I mean, that's also personal preference. So yeah, give you a nice up close. Alright, so now I'm going to go off camera really quickly and finish up the rest of my makeup. Then I'm going to come back, kind of tell you how the other products went on top of the foundation, what my final thoughts are, and then we will move into the wear test. So I will see you in like 2 seconds. Alright, so we are back, and this is what the makeup is looking like with everything on top of the foundation. Everything went on perfectly smooth. I didn't have any issues or anything like that. I think that the concealer went on like beautifully over top of the foundation, and it just gave a little bit of coverage underneath my eyes and kind of evened everything out, just because I don't like to go in with foundation much under my eyes since I go in with concealer. So once I put the concealer on, like, I was loving the way that the whole base was looking. So yeah, I will leave a list down below in the description box if you guys are interested in anything that I have on my face right now. But let's go ahead and move into my thoughts on the actual foundation. So far so good. I definitely don't feel like I'm wearing a lot of makeup. I don't think it looks super heavy on my skin at all. Definitely it does look a little bit heavier, obviously, now that I have like powders and stuff on top of it, but the foundation itself, already starting out doesn't look very heavy, so putting those powders and stuff on top of it doesn't make it look like, oh my god, you're wearing tons and tons of makeup, like some other foundations, like the Juvia's Place foundation or like the Kat Von D foundation. Like, it looks not natural by any means, but just not super heavy. So I like that. And I just am interested in to see how it's gonna last throughout the day. I'm honestly not gonna be outside too much. I think it's gonna be in like the 80s today. I'm actually like really not sure what is the weather for today. Oh wow, it's not even gonna be that hot. So it's gonna, whew, sorry, I'm like itching. But yeah, so it's 78 degrees outside. It's already 2 o'clock, so I don't think it's really gonna get much hotter than that. So about like 80, like lower, what is it? Is it high 70s or is that low 70s? Like, it's low 70s, like, I feel like it's high 70s, right? Never really understood how that worked, but it's basically like, you know, around 78 degrees. And so it's not super hot outside, but also I'm not really gonna be outside that much. So just keep that in mind. Like, I'm gonna be mostly indoors and not really doing like any crazy activity or anything like that. So it's not like I'm really putting it to like a super major like performance test, but I just want to see like on a day-to-day if I wore it like to work or anything like that, how it would last. So that's what we're gonna find out today. So with that being said, the time is now 2:01. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm gonna try and give it a good maybe 8-hour wear to really just see how it goes. So I'll probably check in about once later on and then do my final check-in tonight. But this is what it's looking like. This is our starting point. Honestly, very smooth. I did forget to see what it looked like on our pores, but I did use that pore filling primer just because I have really large pores and I tend to need it. So up close, I do see it, like, it kind of is like breaking up already on my nose, which I tend to have an issue with a lot of foundations. So I mean, honestly, it's only if you're like all the way up in my nose like that. Like, from far away it looks completely fine, but on top of the pores, yeah, it's not accentuating anything. I mean, obviously there's pores there, like, you know, I have big pores. There's not really anything that's really gonna hide that, but they don't look accentuated. They look really smooth. And yeah, so that is what it's looking like now. I'm gonna go off to work because I am already running a few minutes behind. So yeah, I will see you in a few and we'll see kind of how it wore throughout my work day. Okay, let's go. First and foremost, can we just go ahead and just give thanks to Made by Mel. I believe that's what it's called. Made by Mel here on YouTube. She has amazing videos on like textured hair and curly hair. And I took a couple of her tips and look at these freaking defined ass curls, bitch. Like, what? Even to the very end of my hair. There's no frizz. It's just, thank you, Mel. Thank you, girl. Thank you. Yeah, so definitely check her out if you have textured hair. Her videos are amazing. They have so much information, and even if you've like worn your hair curly and everything like that, there's just so many good tips on how to make your hair nice, like your curls nice and defined and healthy and all of that, and just like, wow. Anyways, yeah, hi, welcome back. Hey, well, welcome me back, because you've been here, right? So yeah, the time is now 9:50, so it's been just about 8 hours since we finished applying all of our makeup. This is what it's looking like. A little oily, but other than that, I think it still looks, you know, pretty good. Obviously after 8 hours, I wouldn't expect it to look like super amazing, especially because I do have combination oily skin. So the fact that it's oily isn't surprising to me because that's just my skin type. But aside from the fact that it's a little bit oily, I think it still looks really good. I went to the bathroom, like TMI, I don't know. I was in the bathroom and I was washing my hands. I looked up in the mirror and I was just like, wow, my skin looks really, really good. Like, my skin looked really, really smooth. And this was probably around like I don't know, I want to say like 5:30, yeah, like around 5 probably. So about 3 hours in, there wasn't any oil or anything like that. So it lasted, you know, a good couple of hours before my oil started setting in. I honestly can't tell you when I noticed the oils, just because I wasn't really paying that much attention to my skin throughout the day, which I know is like, you're doing a foundation wear test and you weren't paying attention to your skin. But it was just such a busy day and it was just like a lot going on. So honestly, I'm not gonna lie, the foundation wasn't really on the forefront of my mind today. So sorry about that, but this is what it looks like after 8 hours. So what we're gonna do really quickly is I just want to see how it looks like if I just blot off some oil and maybe touch it up a little bit with some more powder. So I'm just going to take my Palladio rice paper powder per usual. And let's do this. And this is in the shade Translucent. So, I don't know why I said that with an accent. That was weird. Or what accent that even was. So just right down the center of the nose. I'll do one side of the face just to kind of compare it to the other side. And this does have like a powder on it, so as it's like blotting your skin, it is like, you know, powdering it down for you as well. So 2 in 1. Don't we love a good product? So just side by side, that's the difference between powdering it and blotting, and this is it before. So, you know, and then that's the oils right there. So it is rather oily. Alright, so this is all of the oils came off my face. Kind of gross, but it's the life of being a combo oily ass bitch. Okay. Okay. So this is what my skin looks like with it just prepped. I do see like maybe a little bit of fading from the bronzer, but you know, that blush is still there. That blush is hanging on real nice. Let me look up. I do see a little bit more separation on my nose where I can just see it like looking from farther away. And then yeah, when you look up close, there's definitely some fading and separation, especially like right here in this area. I have a little bit of like gripping right here. I guess there's like a little bit of like a dry area right here, and I just see like foundation or powder like kind of gripped to that area. I don't know if you can see it. I'll do some close-up so you can really see what I'm talking about here. But yeah, what else? Other than that, you know, it's nothing too crazy. I don't know if that gripping was just from before or if it was from the powder like blotting. I'm not sure. I do want to spray just a little bit of a setting spray just to kind of like set down that powder that was placed from the blotting sheet. Go ahead and use my fan. How cute is this? I got this off of Amazon. I think it's so adorable. It goes so cute on my little like filming vanity setup. It just looks like a little like perfume bottle, but then boom, bitch, it's actually a fan. Obsessed. Like such an unnecessary purchase, but like, am I glad that I have it? Yes, I am. I sure am. So yeah, just adding that little bit of a setting spray really did kind of like soak in the powders. This is why I love a good setting spray after you're using a lot of powders and stuff, because it just makes your skin look more natural and just give it a little bit of a sheen where it's not like you look like a Sahara desert on your face, just all dry and powdery, but it just brings a little bit of life back without making you look, you know, oily, obviously. So I definitely think with a little bit of a blotting paper with some powder and some setting spray, you could definitely prolong the wear of this foundation. Even if you did do that earlier in the day, I always like to do it at the very end of the wear test just to kind of see how it wears on its own for a certain amount of time, and then seeing if you can even bring it back to life after that amount of time. But, you know, if I would have maybe caught it at like 4 hours or 5 hours, obviously it would have prolonged it even better, where it wouldn't have gotten to the level of oiliness it was before I blotted right now. Does that make any sense? Like, are you following my train of thought? I don't know, but hopefully you catch what I'm throwing out there. So, you know, if you're what am I trying to say? If you're catching the oily, I need to go to bed, okay? It's 10 o'clock. I need to go to bed. I'm officially an adult. Like, I can't hang, okay? I can't. I need to sleep. But, yeah, if you are the type of person that, like, touches up throughout the day and all that, I think this is going to be a great product because you can catch it even earlier. But also, if you're a person that's not really about the touch-ups and stuff like that, 8 hours of wear wasn't that bad, and you can still bring it back to life after 8 hours. So even if you go a while and then you're looking, you're like, oh no, like, you can still save it, you know what I mean? So honestly, I'm very impressed by this foundation. I didn't really have crazy expectations or super high hopes for this foundation. I've just heard so many mixed reviews, and it was kind of like so many things are coming out that I was kind of like not even excited. I feel like there's so many foundations and stuff that have come out lately that I was just like, it's another foundation, what is there much to like try out? But honestly, pretty dang good. It did go beyond what I would have expected or even thought, because a lot of people I felt like were saying it was like a very light foundation. I don't know if they meant like lightweight foundation, but I thought it was like a light coverage foundation, so I didn't really have the highest of hopes. I didn't think I was really gonna like it, but I'm here for it. I really am. So if you were in the market for a new foundation, I definitely say give this one a shot. I don't see anything wrong with it. Yeah. So yeah, that's where I think I'm gonna leave you guys off on this video. My thoughts are that I think it's a good foundation. I think if you're in the market for a good foundation, or if you've been wanting to try it, go for it. It's a good foundation. How many times can I say that? I don't know, probably more than that, but I'm gonna stop there. So thank you guys so much for watching this video and coming here to my channel and checking out what I have to say. I really do appreciate it, and hopefully you guys come back. Definitely subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and let me know what other stuff you guys want to see as well. But I will definitely have some new stuff coming soon. Just got a huge, not like huge, but like a pretty big shipment from ColourPop that I'm super excited about, with their like peach collection, the kind of some of the stuff that I wanted from it, as well as some other stuff, and I'm just like ready to play with it. So that should be coming soon. But yeah, thank you guys again so much for watching, and I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.